reality created by our comedy partners, Paul.
Yes, right, I know.
Do you?
Feel like a Hollywood insider with Prism TV from CenturyLink.
Youth hockey teams came out to Jefferson City for a tournament this weekend from St. Louis, Kansas City, and even Oklahoma. Good evening, I'm Eric Yount.
And I'm Lina Young. Thanks for staying up late with us. The players are aged 4 to 8 and compete in 3 different divisions. They were able to watch a game between the Mizzou Tigers and the Kansas Jayhawks today. One parent says she had concerns about her son's safety when he started, but that the kids wear plenty of protective gear.
He is like literally covered with pads, collars, gloves. I mean, helmet, they're head to toe in safety gear.
Kimmel says her son has not had any injuries since he began playing. The tournament lasts all day tomorrow and includes a championship ceremony on Monday.
4 people have been displaced due to a fire in North Columbia earlier today. Firefighters say they responded to a call of smoke coming out of one side of a duplex. An adult and 3 children made it out safely. Firefighters were able to put out the blaze quickly, but say there was moderate damage and that side of the duplex is not livable. A neighbor says it's the first time he's seen a fire in the neighborhood.
It's just got real smoky from the doors, the windows, everything, but glad everybody got out. Everybody was all right.
CFD says it is looking into what started the fire and do not know how much the damages cost.
Columbia police arrested a man in connection with an armed robbery last month. Corin Ward is accused of stealing electronics on Grindstone Plaza Drive. Police tracked the devices to Ward's home on Rock Quarry Road and found stolen electronics in the home. The SWAT team assisted in the arrest. Ward could face charges of robbery and unlawful use of a weapon.
Today was an annual day of service in Columbia to honor activist Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. People were invited to participate in a litter cleanup for the MLK Day of Service. Volunteers came to help for many reasons, including wanting to clean up neighborhoods in need and fulfilling New Year's resolutions. The City of Columbia's volunteer program says people can easily find their place to giving back to the community.
You can't have too many people, especially in something like a litter pickup. We could just go on and on, so we concentrated in this area, but I was already prepared for some other areas to send people.
Trash and recyclables were collected, but recycling must be brought to a drop-off site. The volunteer program specialist said even though registration was required for the event, they can never have too many volunteers.
The St. Louis Cardinals made their last stops in their annual caravan today. Cardinals players Colton Wong, Jacob Wilson, and even Cardinal alum Kyle McClellan traveled to Fulton this afternoon to meet some Mid-Missouri fans and sign autographs. After reflecting these past 2 days, Wong says his favorite part of the caravan has been meeting the fans.
Just coming out and seeing, all these small towns that you don't get to see. When you're playing in St. Louis, all you think about is St. Louis, and that's, all you know. So it's kind of cool coming down here and, visiting every place. We were at the governor's office the other day, and, it's a cool feeling to come down and see, how big Cardinal Nation actually is.
Cardinals players say they have enjoyed their time off this off-season, but are ready to head back to spring training. We could be waking up to snow tomorrow morning. Let's send it over to Michael for a check of the forecast.
Before we get to that snow, we should talk about those cold temperatures that we've been witnessing. Looking at the temperature trend chart for today, we did see low temperatures down in the teens this morning. Warmed up to an afternoon high, though, of 33 degrees, so it's still a pretty chilly day across mid-Missouri, but it could be a lot worse. Looking at satellite and radar, we do see a few clouds beginning to roll in from the north, and that's alluding to a Alberta Clipper that's going to be rolling through overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, which will bring us that chance for some snow. Looking at our Sunday planner, we are going to see that chance for snow right around sunrise, and if we do see anything, it's going to be about half an inch to an inch. We'll talk more about that snow as well as the cold temperatures we're going to be seeing the next few days later in the show.
The UN lifted its nuclear sanctions on Iran today.
Why the U.S. Secretary of State said it was time for these sanctions to be lifted.
And here's a live look over a chilly Columbia. This is KOMU8 News, coverage you can count on.
Always
send it, share it. Email news@komu.com. Tweet @KOMU News. Post on our Facebook page. Or upload your content using the KOMU8 News app. When news happens, see it, send it, share it with KOMU 8 News. Coverage you can count on.
John Kerry had a busy day in Iran today. He says Iran will release 5 American prisoners who Kerry said were unjustly detained. He also announced the United States will lift sanctions against Iran in the nuclear deal. Iran has honored its commitments and dismantled much of its nuclear arsenal. President Obama signed the executive order to lift sanctions earlier today.
Security forces in Burkina Faso have reclaimed the luxury hotel where patrons were held hostage by Al-Qaeda. At least 24 people were killed since the hostage event began yesterday. One was an American missionary, Mike Rittering, who worked with a St. Louis-based faith organization. 4 of the attackers were killed, including 2 women. 33 people were injured in the mission to reclaim the hotel.
The legal system is confusing with all the rules and fancy words.
We hear that a lot.
But when I was online, researching how to create a will,
She found our website, MissouriLawyersHelp.org.
there was information on estate planning, family law, probate court.
We can also help you find a lawyer, and we offer a mini law school.
They
Sunset right there. Temperatures right now out at Rocheport at 20.